There's that.
So where in Texas are you from?
Houston.
Ah.
Yeah. That's not open. Sorry, I'm just trying to do what?
You said that you said you were living outside of Houston, right?
Yeah, North Houston, the Woodlands.
So you were not affected very that bad.
No, they no water here. I mean, it rained a ton, but that's it.
2 miles away.
Yeah, I mean,
Less than 2 miles.
but that wasn't because of the hurricane.
That was exactly the hurricane.
No, that was because of the flood water.
No.
Dad told me it was the dam.
Oh yeah, the release of the dam.
They had to release the dam because of the heat flood.
Oh,
And then that caused even more flooding. It caused over 1,000 houses to flood.
Yeah, they had to. There's no choice.
So
okay.
I think I've actually been to this. Yeah, Zooey's Kitchen. I've seen it before.
My wife loved that place. We go every week and eat there.
Lisa goes there all the time. Zoe's Kitchen. It's over there by.
Oh, I think I've been there with
Lisa. It's over by Sterling Ridge, over there by the other Kroger's and all that in the church.
Oh, anyways, because I was reading it and I'm like, this seems so familiar, but I've never. Oh yeah, look, there's a bunch in Texas.
Yeah.
Pre-2013. Interesting. Anyways. Yeah, we do case studies on companies every single 2 case studies a week.
Pick that up, Camilla.
So let's run through these questions.
Thank you.
Putting these back.
Okay, thank you.
I'm putting these back. These back.
Like,
Why are you making this?
I don't know. Gosh. All right. You ready, man?
I am ready.
Okay, so put yourself in the shoes of Brentwood Association management. You must decide whether or not you will exit Zoe's kitchen. Wow, he spelled it wrong. That's weird. Now, or if so, what is the best option? As a group, vote which should Brentwood do to Zoe's kitchen. So IPO now, sell to a strategic buyer or financial buyer, or wait and grow the business until it is more valuable before exiting. Thank you. So all I know is I think you should wait because they said it was productive and they're like competing with the noodles company, right?
Yes.
So I was thinking that like they should either wait and expand the business more or IPO it so they hold on to it because the company's just going to grow and get better.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you read a little bit, to look at all the scenarios, you also have, they are saying that you should hold on to a company to 5-6 years. They are at that limit. So that is what they kind of why they are looking into exiting the company.
Yeah, because he bought it 2007?
Yes.
Right. I'm trying to look at the exhibits to see if there's any like information. Exhibit 7, company-owned restaurants. Chewy's. Hey, is it Chewy's or Chubby's, the place that we always go?
Chewy's is here.
No, Cubbies.
Cubby's, because this one's Chewy's.
Chewy's is down here.
Yeah, we call it Chubby's. I'm just looking at these companies. So net income. Oh, I thought they made money last year. It says they lost money.
Yeah, if you look at their net income, they're negative on them, but it's because they have invested a lot of money. if you look at further down on that spreadsheet,
On Exhibit 7.
let me see. Yes. So if you look at the few rows below that, you will see that they have um,
Oh, and investment activities.
yeah.
$28 million.
So they have spent a lot of money. So yes, they are going. They are doing good, but they have also invested a lot of money into it. So that's why they are like a negative.
Oh, but yeah, their percentage, their margin of percentage is kind of low.
Yeah.
And that's something that they could work on. If they're going to hold on to the company, they need to increase that margin, percentage of margin, because the other companies are making about 14%,
Yeah.
12 to 14%, and they're making 8. Oh, sorry, 9.
Yeah.
So I think if they increase that percentage of margin, I wonder what that would be. So if you take their total revenues, right?
Yeah.
And 10 is 9%. So if you would have increased that to 14, I wonder if it would have pulled it positive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I go 116,385 times, even if they did 13%, that's at 15 million. Yeah, so they would have had a positive.
Yeah.
So if they could use their percentage of margin up to 13%, they would have made 15 instead of 10.8, and then they would have broke even on net income.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think, like you said, they invested too much that year, and I think their percentage of margin is too low. And if they changed those two things, they would have had a net income positive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but then you all have to look at the positive and negatives of the different options that you have. You have the 3 options there. You either have the go. My cat is playing with my papers.
You're fine. Yeah.
And try to grab it, and she's grabbing them from me. So they have the option to go IPO, or they can sell it, or they can partially sell it. Right? What's 3? What was the third option?
Wait and grow the business until it is more valuable.
So what is very risky to go in the IPO is, first off, they have to spend a lot of money to just
turn it into an IPO.
To enter it. And they are much smaller than noodle and soup company, even at this point.
Yeah.
When they started off, so that's causing them. I mean, I think they kind of have a hard time to afford it at this point. Plus, also, if the investors, they're going to be very, picky, and they're going to, take things apart, and if they find something negative into it, like net income is low or negative and things like that, it's going to be very negative effect on not only Zoe's Kitchen, but also for Brentwood.
Oh yeah, himself.
Yeah, because the reason why they kind of want to do this is because they feel like they have a good investment here, but they also want to come out very in a positive light,
so that they can go buy something else. I mean, you want his goal. I mean, the goal of any business owner is to make money for your investors.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's got to do whatever it takes to do that. So, I mean, I don't understand the whole process of IPOing and stuff, but
it was the thing is the process now have changed a little bit in the way that they can do so they don't need to go public to show their record because of that. What do you call it? the Jobs Act that was in that started up in 2008.
Sachs security, the SAX Act.
No, the Jobs Act. It's several different acts, but Jobs Act started up in 2008. So they can keep their record confidential and not be shown in
If they're
spotlight
public.
until if they until they really going public. So
Sorry.
you guys are noisy family.
Oh, this is like quiet. Sorry, that's like the world's oldest clock is going to town over there.
When you're when you're at your cousin's house, when you're at your home's house, you make noise.
Yeah, my family's so loud. Like, it's just me and my cousin here. She flew here with me, and my mom.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
I get my younger sister, my older sister, my little brother, like, it is loud.
Yeah,
We're a loud family. We have fun.
that's good.
It is hard to do things like this. I'm like, y'all need to be quiet. I kicked him outside.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think it's in a way of that scrutinize it. It will at this point.
If they IPO though, it's going to be hard for them to sell out, because when you IPO, you suddenly have to show your records more than normal, right? Whether that act does protect you a bit, you still have to show your records more. And they said in the reading that any action causes a change. The way you say something causes a change in the price of stock.
Yeah.
And when you are public, it's so much harder to sell out and not be scrutinized by everybody, because then you sell it and people are like, okay, why are you selling? So that changes stock prices. And then the seller's like, oh, the stock prices are low, so I should buy it for less.
But it was also affected of competitors. If competitors as an issue there, like the food price went up, even their food price maybe did not go up. They didn't care. They just assumed that maybe their prices went up, and they start selling their stocks because of that.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But the second also was negative is that, say that they are in need of money. If they have that invested in the IPO,
They
they
can get cash quick.
They cannot easily sell their stocks either, because to receive that money, because if they start selling as an owner of the stocks themselves, if they start selling things, other investor will look at it and be scared because they're going to see that as a threat. They're going to say, okay, the owners are selling, now I need to sell too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of danger with the IPO, which I don't think they are 100% ready for yet.
Yeah, I agree. So in my opinion, I think they should wait and grow the business until they're worth a little bit more. I know he's at that point where it's been 5 years, but I think if he invests another couple of years, he'll probably make a higher return.
Yeah.
So then,
I think they probably come to a point where they do not need to do as much investment in the company, because
exactly.
they already spent enough money to invest in the company. They can maybe investment. It costs a lot of money to open new stores and stuff like that. But at this point, they maybe don't need to open too many more stores to keep down the investment costs, and just make these stores show off and be successful, and then showing good numbers. Either go IPO then and or sell it.
Yeah. So as a group, okay, so we did that. We did number 4. So why should Brent exit now? So we talked why he should exit now. What are some reasons for holding now? I think we talked about that. And what can go right under each scenario? What can go wrong, right? So number 5. How much is those worth under each opinion? What?
Hey.
Come
Hey.
here, baby.
Oh.
What's the matter? Come here. Why are you barking at me? How much is Zoe's worth out of each exit option? Discuss with each other how to get your answer as a group. Come up with a consensus as what Zoe's is worth. What is the definition? What is the difference did you observe in the regular basis on who buys the company? Does it make any sense? Discuss as a group.
Yeah, I've started an Excel form, but I haven't completed yet. So I don't have that ready.
No, I haven't even looked at all this. So what, I guess, what do you say is, how do you calculate what a company is worth?
Well, I think you need to work on, for the IPO, you have to look at hold on a second. I need to look at my stupid cat. She's scratching my legs. She's attacking paper, legs, everything. La, 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 la. Oh. Yeah, exhibit 2.
Okay.
So that's one I'm working on to get the numbers. So if you would add Zoe's Kitchen on the bottom, they will probably, you do like a calculation like they did for just Zoe's Kitchen to get an idea of what you do is to take the average of offer price. I mean, you cannot know exact an average of IPO day close and stuff like that. So if you do that and then you start calculating, and you can then get the amount. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, not really. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, offer price, right? Opening day. Close day. Yeah, I just don't know. The offer price is going to be like $14.
Yeah.
It's going to be less than those, noodles. And it's going to be about how much Chewy's is. So probably $13, $14.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
And then we don't know the other information.
But you can do an average, kind of an average.
Oh, like average the two companies?
Yeah.
Average noodles and average Chewy's?
Yeah. And then you also do an average of that. How many times it's
Oh, the return. So like the 42 and the 26.3.
Yeah.
So somewhere around 30 with their EV return. Right. So
if they would do average, or what call it? The last thing that you take is 20. It would be about, I think Potbelly is pretty much close to where they will be around about on many of these things.
Potbelly?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably up in the competitors of Potbelly. So, I mean, it's probably smart for them to IPO it. but I don't know.
It is probably a good thing, but I feel like they are in a stage where it's too many risks.
Right. So we could just say, like, we think that they should hold on to the company, as IPOing at this time produces too much risk for the return, and that if they continue to grow, focus on because they have high store growth. Their store growth is like 10, almost. It's probably no. It's 200 times the amount of Chewy's, and it's like 4 times the amount of Noodles and Company. And if they focus on their growth and producing a higher profit margin, then their net income will grow.
Yeah.
And if their net income grows, then they're making money as a company, and then they're able to sell out quicker.
Yeah, they will be more attractive.
Especially because he owns 100% of the company. Like, if he sells out, if he IPOs it, then he loses the company, percentages of the company, right? Because he's IPOing his portion of the company away.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is he gets capital.
Yes.
So that's the thing. It's like, if he needs capital, then he needs to IPO it. But if he has investors with deep pockets, or can get an investor, but he was a venture capital firm, so he has money.
So two more years, I don't think will hurt them to hold on to the company.
As long as they're making good choices, they're going to make it worth more.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
And in 2 years, you don't know 100% where the stock market is either.
I'm going to look it up, see if they're public.
Did you see that email I sent you about the case that we did earlier this week?
Yeah, no, I read that. Where was I when I read it? I was in a spot that I couldn't text you back, but I read it, and I'm like, wow, that is so interesting. So Zoe's Kitchen is public.
He was able to sell for $32 million.
Yeah. So Zoe Kitchen is public. Their stock price is $12.63 right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to look at it. Max.
They went IPO then probably because
so 2014, April 11, 2014, they went public. Yeah. And they opened with a price of $24.
So based on that, we're just going to say we're going to go IPO.
No, I wouldn't, because they were originally worth $24 and now they're only worth $12.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if IPO is the best thing for them. Yeah, they live in CEO Kevin Miles, founder. It doesn't even look like Brentwood even owns any of it anymore. What was his name? Brentwood?
Brentwood.
What was his first name? It's not even finding him.
No. But Brentwood is a company. It's not one. It's not the person. It's in like an investment company. Brentwood Associates. Brentwood Associates bought it from the owners. The owner started the business in '95.
Okay.
And then they I think it was in Alabama, and then from there they grew to about 19 stores, and then the 2 franchise or so, and then Brentwood bought it from them.
So this is really interesting. I just found an article. Oh, sorry, I was listening to you.
Yeah, right.
No, I was. I just came across I was like, hey, shut up. I want to tell you this. So Zoe's net loss widened from 3.2 million. I just read something that was really cool, and now I can't find it.
Of course.
Well, I read it in the caption and then I opened the link and then I don't know where it is. Basically, restaurant chain Zoe's Kitchen valued at $276 million in IPO. Priced its initial pricing offering at $15 on Thursday, valued the Mediterranean-style chain at about $26 million. Zoe's IPO raised about $87.5 million from offerings after its initial public offering of 5.8 million shares of common stock was priced at an upper end it expected price range. The company earlier this week expected the IPO to be priced between $13 and $15 per share. So that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So interesting.
But what if you read the case, that what they're saying though about the IPO, they are trying to find like what do you call it, a baseline or where the price should be when it's a steady price. That's what they have, like 15%.
Yeah, they don't want the IPO to be too low because then it's bad. I mean, too high. Because if they put it too high, then it's low, and they come in a low, there's this gap, and the big gap causes problems.
Yes.
So then a bank has to buy a bunch of shares to push the gap up, and then it will sell at that price. So they can artificially inflate it. The bank will artificially inflate it if it goes low. But it's better to set it. So it sounds like they put it at $14, but then the IPO was $24. And they raised about $90 million doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I'm going to kind of quote this article I found. I'm not really too worried about. All right. I'm going to see if there's any other questions. I got to get going. I have to do so much crap today.
But if you buy a car in Texas, do you have to drive it back then? Are you flying back? How are you doing?
I'm driving it. Yeah.
Okay.
I bought a one-way ticket.
Oh, okay.
For me and my cousin. So we'll fly back. We'll drive back like next week.
Oh, okay.
So my hope is to drive back Wednesday. But I don't know. All right. Is there anything else that you think? I'm kind of debating with this IPO.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to think about it some and then write my thing up. Do you have anything else you want to talk about or add?
No, I personally think they should wait up 2 more years.
That's my thought right now, but I kind of want to look at this a little bit.
Yeah.
Toil with it, but I'm kind of thinking they should wait out 2 years and then IPO, or wait out 2 years and then sell.
You have to do a calculation too, I think, to help you to understand it too.
Yeah, I'm going to write up something.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, don't get attacked by your cat anymore, and hope you live.
Yes, I will try to.
Yeah. Get rid of it. I'm just
All right.
We'll see you, man.
Send me that article when you send the link. So.
Oh, here, let me do that right now before we hang up, because if I hang up, nothing will come.
I see.
Hey, is it easier if I send it to your BYU, or do you prefer to come to patrickblack@gmail.com?
Black, this bulk, BALCK.
Bulk. You know, that totally is. It's right on my computer. I just read it black.
You can send it to either one. I will get it. So.
Okay.
But you use the Gmail. I guess.
Okay. No, some people it matters. To me, it doesn't matter. Like,
no.
Because all my emails come to the same phone, so it doesn't matter to me. But
yeah,
some people
I get it on my phone, and I get it on my computer. So either way, I will get it. So,
yeah, some people like, oh, I have to go log into BYU to get that. That's inconvenient. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, I put that IP number of thing on my phone so I can get the email. So